And it's one back for Taves. Far point, right side of the ice. Taves lets it go. Tip. Score! American Brock and Roll. Brock Nelson has 3 goals in 2 games for the Colorado Avalanche. He has a goal in this hockey game. Big Brock Nelson, left-handed shot, picks it up, swings wide left at the circle. Nelson moves to the slot. Nelson scores! It's Brock o'clock, and the Avalanche are able to get the extra point.
Brock Nelson joins us right now on the Ramos Law Hotline. Car accident, you need Ramos Law, medical doctor and attorney. Brock, welcome to our show. What's it feel like to score that goal in that situation? I don't know how many shootout game winners that you've had.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I don't know if I've had one. If I have, I've forgotten. But that was a nice one. Just given the situation and having blown the lead, we would have liked to win the game a little sooner than we did. But always nice to get 2 points, especially against a desperate team that's fighting for a playoff spot in an electric rink and atmosphere. So that one definitely felt nice.
We heard the story was the opportunity was supposed to go to Jonathan Drouin, and Drouin goes, no, Brock's better for this. And Bedsy turned to you and said, okay. Is that how it went? And what can you tell us about that behind the scenes?
I didn't see it at the time, but I also saw that after. So I mean, that's good on Drew and Bedsy for trusting him, and happy that I could come through with it and get the job done. So I'd like to think that Drew would have been able to get it done too. So yeah, it's funny. Funny sometimes players have a good feel for the game, and coaches as well. And yeah, just one of those times where the situation worked out.
Do players like shootouts?
I think so. I mean, it obviously different. Like yes, and I think there's yes and no. Obviously, when you win, it's great. When you lose it, probably not. But shootouts are always they're fun and it's different. Obviously, you like to settle a game, like I said earlier, in a different fashion and in overtime, a little bit more space. But they are what they are, and you got to be ready for it when they come.
Brock, what's the biggest thing that you've learned or that you've realized or has become your truth since coming over to the Avalanche?
I always knew, the ads. Everyone talks about the ads and the firepower that they have and the weapons that they have. But then, I mean, just seeing those guys, how hard they push themselves each and every day to want to get better, to be the best, to continue to find that 1% that makes them a little bit better. It's pretty remarkable and just it drags guys along and, excited and happy to be a part of this group and the opportunity that we have. And I think over the couple of weeks here that I've been here, we've had some pretty good games and some electric games where we've been able to kind of get on a roll. And the depth that we have, I think, is pretty incredible. So want to use that to our strength more nights than we can.
Hey, all you offensive guys, you guys are like in a fraternity and you all talk to each other. Everybody knows each other. But you hear about the defensemen. When you see Cale Makar now every single day in practice, live action on the ice as opposed to maybe seeing him twice a year, anything you've learned more about this cat?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like when you see him, when you be in the East, you don't see him. You just kind of see their highlights and you obviously see the positive and the electric ones, and I mean, they're happening on the regular, but then you see the ins and outs of what they do on a day-to-day basis at practice, in the gym to kind of prepare themselves and how they think the game. It's at another level. So to watch him up close and personal, it's special. I think everybody knows that, and everybody knows what he's capable of. But I think he's continuing to push the envelope and has more to give, which I think is crazy. But it's obviously nice to be on his side now, every night.
Brock, you spend over a decade with one team, and I got to imagine when you move spots, it takes a little bit of time to get familiar with your teammates and comfortable. You do have 4 points in the last 2 games. Would you credit that to being comfortable with your teammates, or just the way the games have fallen for you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, having never gone through anything like that before, and we had our roots pretty deep in Long Island with our family and everything away from the game as well. So it was quite a bit of a life change, and try to figure it out day by day logistically with the family and them getting out here to kind of hang out and see it, check it out. And then each and every day trying to learn, obviously just different systems a little bit, which isn't too hard, and you kind of pick up on those quickly. But just the day-to-day routines and different things like that, you're so trained the one way. I've only known it the one way, so it took me maybe a few days to just kind of get settled. But probably a little combination of that in the games and just playing with the guys and getting to know one another a little bit more, and just getting myself to kind of relax, just go out there and play.
Brock Nelson is our guest. Brock, how odd was it? Like Brady Kachuk is my teammate, and we're Four Nations and Team USA and whatever, and there's the enemy, McKinnon and Makar, and but we got Hellebuck, and then you go through that whole thing, and it's like, oh, Brady Kachuk's my enemy. I'm playing against Ottawa.
Yeah.
Nate's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, hockey's such a funny sport, and all the guys are great. And you obviously go to war, and everyone's the ultimate competitor, and you get on the ice, and there's no friends. But then things like that, and international play comes into it, whether it be World Championships or different things, or juniors, or for this case, the Four Nations. And you play for something a little bit different. Everyone puts that aside, and I'm sure there's quite a few guys that were playing together that had some run-ins, that maybe a couple of battles, but I think everyone, they kind of sweep it under the rug and just go out there and play for something, like I said, for something different, something bigger. And then, same kind of thing now with playing against, Nate and Cale, and honestly two guys you highlight when you're playing against them. You try to slow them down as best you can. You're never going to be able to stop them, but
right.
flip and fast forward, and now you're on their team and just trying to help them and provide them a little extra depth and support and learn from them. So it's pretty funny how things shake out sometimes.
Yeah, yes. I'm reading about your family. His uncle is Dave Christensen, who was one of the guys on Miracle on Ice, and it was one of the dudes who actually, Brock, had a great NHL career. Not all those guys went on and played, but Dave did, who's your uncle. And then you've got grandfathers and uncles, and I mean, it's crazy what your international experience is with your entire family.
Yeah.
So,
fortunate. I mean, I grew up with those guys just being, like I said, when I was younger, just family and not thinking anything more of it. And then you grow up and you learn a little bit more about their history and what they accomplished in terms of the sport.
So, like when you're watching Miracle, the movie, you're like, there's my uncle. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So what would so the degree that it sucked to lose to Canada and what it would mean to Team USA to win the Olympics based on just, your life, but not only that, but your family's heritage, what would that mean for you?
It'd mean a lot. I mean, being able to partake in that Four Nations and even just World Championships and World Juniors, anytime I've been able to kind of wear that USA jersey, it's special knowing, uncle, grandfather, great uncles were able to do it. Obviously at the Olympic stage, a little bit bigger, but to be able to play and have them as role models and support systems. And I know my grandpa still watches and one of my biggest fans and texts me all the time about games and checks in. And what they did for the game, I think, is obviously remarkable. And I'm very fortunate to be a part of the family and just kind of be able to learn from them and have them as a mentor and a support system for me. And on that stage for the Olympics for American hockey, I think anybody who's able to partake in that and have the opportunity, if they're able to bring home a gold medal, I think it would mean the world to them and each family.
Hey, Brock, you don't know me, but some around here call me Mr. Hockey, but we'll talk about that later.
Nobody calls him that.
Once in a while. That being said, what have you learned about the goaltending? I said this. I think the two goalies you got going right now for you guys may be the best combination that this franchise has ever had in its history, and it's had a pretty good history. What do you think about these two guys? Did you know much about these guys, and how are they playing right now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I played a little against Blackwood, maybe the most, when he was with Jersey, and I didn't really know much about them. But now, kind of same thing. You can see them up close and personal, and obviously these couple of weeks they both played remarkable for us and given us a chance to win each and every night. So, a couple nights, obviously the offense has been clicking. It's been a little bit easier, and then some nights have been a little bit tougher. But those guys have made some big saves, and we're trying to do our part in front of them to kind of keep their job a little bit easier, but whenever we need them, and they've been ready to answer it and step up for us. So having both these guys give us a chance to win each and every night definitely helps us with the depth up front and on the back end that we have. We know that we play the right way, we're going to get our chances and our looks, and hopefully capitalize.
All right, this is an easy one for you. When's Gabe Landeskog coming back?
Yeah, I wish I knew that one too. I actually it's fun kind of just seeing him around the room and skating with the guys, and I only know a little bit about his story and his recovery process, and just learn a little bit more each and every day here seeing him. But he looks great on the ice, so
He does.
that'd be a nice piece to add back to the puzzle whenever that time comes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, and 4 kids, huh?
We have 4 kids. Yep,
Woo.
2 boys, 2 girls.
How's that going?
It is good. They're actually in town this week for
Good.
this little home stretch. So they're fired up. They're pumped to catch some of the games. A couple of them will be their first time here in Denver watching a game. So nice to have them out here and get them acclimated to the area.
That's awesome.
Old enough to get them on the ice and
Yeah.
stuff and have fun. Because I think there's nothing better than when a dad can get them, whether it's basketball or hockey, get them out and play with the guys, meet the guys.
There's some damn pressure on his kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Yeah. My wife played too. My wife played too. She was a good player. So I mean, we have 3 of the 4 kids. 3 of the 4 kids have skated. The 2 boys are definitely skating. My older daughter, she skates a little bit. And then the youngest, the 2-year-old, she's not quite there yet, but she likes to come hang out and be around the rink too. So I'm sure her time will be soon.
yeah, Brock's being demure here. His wife was Minnesota Ms. Hockey and competed for the University of Wisconsin's ice hockey team. Don't forget, his grandfather won a gold medal in 1960. His uncle's Dave Christensen.
Won a gold medal in 1980.
Yeah, the pressure on your kids is ridiculous, Brock.
No pressure for them. I mean, the boys, they've shown a liking to it, and they love it. And we have the mini sticks here. Actually, they brought them with them on this trip here too, so they love it. Just try to provide them with any opportunity they can. And it's fun to kind of watch and relive the mini stick days with them, and just see how much they love the game. And they love watching, going to warm-ups, and just picking up on anything. So makes it all the more enjoyable for me still to be a part of it as well.
Listen, I hope you can bring the cup to your grandfather and uncles and everybody else, and they can drape their gold medals around Lord Stanley this summer.
That'd be fun.
That'd be great.
That'd be the dream.
That'd be great. All right, hey, thank you for spending some time with us. Best of luck. We're thrilled that you're here, and we wish you the best. Colorado's a wonderful state, Brock. I hope you got a good vibe out of it, and I hope your family really enjoys it here.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
If you get lost, the mountains are west.
That's right.
Yeah, I got that. I got that part down. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Brock. There you go, Brock Nelson.